Hello students, today we are going to see this transform tab. We have completed up to the text column and we had seen the extract option over here and then the advanced option yet we had to see. We had seen that extract option and we had seen the text between the delimiters. So if we don't use the advanced option and just put the part over here, these two, what we will get is we will get the in between figures. Okay. But instead of using that, we can delete this step and see the advanced option text between delimiters, and there is the advanced option we can see over here that we can put the advanced option, and there we can say the select from the start of the input. Means from the start of the input, number of delimiters to skip. Suppose we have to skip this delimiter, then we can put it over here 1. So once we put the skip delimiter over here, then what will happen? It will not show both the things, only this particular thing. The last 6 digits will come. We can see over here the last 6 digits will come. So that is the use of the advanced option. We can skip any bit of delimiter, but it should be that it should have more delimiters with it. Like you can try with the option over here, text before or text after the delimiter. Suppose if we say that text after the delimiter and we put the delimiter over here, so the advanced option, it will skip the from the start of the input. So text after the delimiter, it can skip this particular delimiter and we can put 1 over here. And then what will happen is from the input or from the start of the input or end of the input. So what will happen is that the only last thing will remain over here. It has skipped 1. We can see over here, this was the case, and it has skipped this it has skipped. Otherwise, it was taken from here, but it has taken this particular thing as we have put the skipped over here. So we can see this particular we have kept the last 6 digits over here. And this, we can extract the last 6 digits. So this is the transform tab. So it is doing in that particular tab only. Okay. So we have not completed the extract, and up to the text column, we have completed it. Okay. This particular text column, we have completed it. Now to convert to list, we will have a separate thing because it is a huge thing. It is sort of parameter. We have seen it over here. We can use the parameter, same thing. We can use the convert to list. Just we can see over here, convert this thing to list. But the use of it, it will take time to explain. So I will not cover in the session. I will make a separate video for that. Anyway, for that, we will go to the statistics part. What is the statistics? So if you want to, while doing the student marks, we have seen some of the statistics functions over here. So we will be in this data analytics session, we will be covering the statistics and the standard over here. The scientific and trigonometry we will avoid covering in this session. We will have a subset session for this because this generally is not normal data analytics. It is for the architecture or any other scientific terms, like this is for the machine learning and all those things. So there we can cover it, but here not that much. We are on the basic sessions of the data analytics over here. So this is the statistics. What we can do over here is whatever we do, we will get the minimum, the maximum, the median, the average. So everything in this column itself, we will get it. Whatever we do, we will get in this particular. Okay, it separates the other column over here. It generates another thing. So we can just delete it, and that way we can see it over here. That all the things we will be getting it in the in this other, what we call, other interface. We will be getting that. Will not be seeing this table, it will converts into another thing. So here we have the transform tab table, and then it will convert it. Like we can see the minimum over here, we can see the minimum and we can delete it. This is the minimum. If you have to see it, we can easily see in that. I delete that step. Okay, one by one, you can practice all those things over here. But what are the variations in that? I will just check it. What are the different type of things available? Like statistics, that is the maximum is there, it will take the maximum. The median means the middle value. Then the average it will take, then it will take the standard deviation. It will find us the standard deviation for this particular thing. The standard deviation formula is auto applied over here. We don't need to do anything over here. So that way the standard deviation formula is auto applied, and then we can get the count values or anything like that. We can get the count values, count of the values over here. So what is the count? So what is the count is 9,994. that we can get it from here also. We can see that it is the column profiling. Anyway, we can get it from here also if we have the entire data set. And then we can click on the, suppose we have taken the cost per unit and which data we have taken. So the total number of rows, whatever is there, that we can get it. We just like to count rows. That option is there. So this particular thing we had got, that is the what we had taken is, I think, uh, entire rows is as taken. So after that, we can see the count distinct values. It will be the same right over here. We can see the count distinct values over here. The count distinct values, it will be same like 1854. We can see it over here also. So 1584, sorry, not 1854. That is the 1584. We can clearly see it over here. Then after that, we can see the standard. That is the add, multiply, subtract. What are these? So what are these? These are something like, we can see the standard over here. Then what does this standard do? So suppose we have to add something over here to this cost per unit. We have to add, then we can add it. Then one particular same thing will be added. Like if we put the two, if we put the two over here, then everything will be added over here like that. You can see earlier it was Earlier it was 1.5 and then it was 38.25 that we have added it over here. Everywhere that will be added. So multiply, it will multiply that. So this will be multiplied by 3 now. Everywhere it will be multiplied by 3. Then subtract. So same way it will happen like multiply, subtract, what is the basic operations. I will not go into that detail. So here divide, whatever we put the divide, it will divide it by that. So we will see the integer divider, enter a number by which the integer divide each value in the column. So what is the integer divide? We can see it over here. The integer divide is the divides each number in the selected column by a specified value. Okay, and finds out the integer. Like if we suppose we divided by 3, then it will be a whole value. Even if it is divided by 3, then it will be a whole value. It finds out the integer over here. So it doesn't find out the decimal because 3, this is not the divisible of 3, but it doesn't find the decimal of it. So here calculates the remainder of the dividing each number in the selected column by specified value. Suppose if we put any value over here, then it will, like 4 if we divide, then what it will do, it will find out the remainder. If I find out the remainder over here, we can see it is 1.82. Otherwise, it was 1.8258. Then we have divided it. Okay, we can just calculate it modulo and enter a number from which to find the remainder of each value in the column. Okay, so we can find out the 2 over here. If we find out the 2, then I think there is no change the value, no change in that particular value. Calculate the modulo. So modulo, we can see that enter a number modulo example we can see over here. This is the examples of that we can see what examples of modulo. Examples of modulo. Okay. Uh, that we can see clearly over here. See what is that? The modulo operations are known as mod or percentage as a reminder left over after dividing one number. Here are some examples. 5 mod of 3 that is equal to 2. This means that when we divide 5 by 3, the remainder is 2. So it calculates the remainder. When we divide 10 by 3, this means that when you divide 10 by 3, the quotient is 3 and the remainder is 1. So 17 by 5, this means that when you divide 17 by 5, you get 3 with the remainder of 2. Okay, 17 by 5, that is, if you calculate over here, we can see clearly over here that 17 divided by 5, 17 divided by 5, the integer will be 3. Integer will be 3. That is the thing, and then the remainder. Okay. That's why we get the modulo over here. We are getting the modulo over here. So that is the original value 18258, and then the modulo we can see over here 142452, and there you can see over here that is the reminder. Okay, that gets the reminder over here in the modulo. Enter a number from which to find the remainder for each value in the column. Okay, fine. So it will find out the remainder of that, and then we can go ahead. The percentage. Percentage means what? If we put anything, enter a percentage to apply to each column. So here, if we put 5%, like 5%, it will apply the 5% discount. Suppose we want to apply the discount, so it will calculate the 5% of it, 5% of that particular thing. So whatever original value on that, the 5% value, it has calculated it. And lastly comes the percentage of. So we have to enter the value, enter a particular value, and then it will calculate what is the percentage these values are. Each value, what is the percentage of this value? This each value, what is the percentage of this 10? That it will calculate. So this is the 18% of the 10. So whatever value was 18% of the 10, 58% of the 10, that way it will calculate for a given figure. For a given figure, we can see it over here. We can see the figure written over here. Okay. So after that, we will be going on to the rounding off and the information function. The rounding off function, what it does here, we can see the round off, round up means it will round up. It will go up and round down. If you go to the round down, then what it will do? It will go down. Okay, it will go to the 1. It will not go to the 2. Then we can use the round, that is, we can specify the number of decimals we want. Decimal places, suppose we have the 4 decimal places, instead of that, we want 2. So here we can see the decimal places are being specified over here. And we can change also. After doing that, suppose if we put the 2 over here and then put over this, and then we can go to here and change the decimal places. Okay. Go to the settings over here and easily change the decimal places. So instead of the 2, that will come 3. Right? Then we have the information option over here. Information option is how many odd numbers are there, how many even numbers are there, and whether it is a negative, return the sign of numbers in the selected column. So if it is even, then it will say true, and if it is odd, then it will say false. And afterwards, we have the is or is even is. This is the opposite of this. This is the opposite of this. And lastly, we have the information, that is the sign. Everywhere it will be 1 over here because there are no negative signs over here. There are no negative numbers over here. But whenever we get a negative number, that will be the -1. That will be given the -1. That is the extracted sign over here. Okay. So for this particular thing, now what we have done is, in this only we have done it. So number column. The last thing remaining is the date and time column. We will see it from the add column. We can better see that from the, instead of doing it that column itself, we will do it from the add column tab. Okay. So for the right now we can go on to the add column tab. There first we will see the column from examples. I think we have shown in the folder option. We will see it again here, that if we want a column from examples, then we can take any of the column over here. Suppose we want to take any of the column, and then we can go to the column from examples. And in the column from examples, we have from all columns or from the selection. Okay. If you press the all columns, then everything will appear over here. So from all columns, what we have to do? But it is better that we take it from a single column. So what we can do is just press cancel over here and from the selection. So this from the selection, we have to take out just the 2014 over here. So what I will do is click it over here. Then I will put the 2014 and then we can press OK. So we can see that we have seen in the folder option this thing. So we can press OK over here. And what will happen? This is the example from here. We have told that we have clearly told that we want this everywhere because it has the delimiter everywhere. It will check whether it has the particular thing or not, and from there it will take it. So 2014 is there, 2015 is there, and both has the delimiters. So once we press the 2014 over here in that particular row, it will take it on its own. So here I can put the decimal number now, and then we can put it as the year. Then we can put this thing as a year over here and then save it. Okay. That's why we can do the column from examples. Then we have a custom column option over here. Then we have the custom column option. For that, what we will do is we will go on to this practice file, and here we can see that we have the 4 subjects over here. We have the 4 subjects. We don't have the total marks of column over here. We don't have the total marks. So for that, we will use the custom column. The custom column option is over here. That is the total marks option. Total marks, I will put it over here. Okay. And for that, we're using the custom column, the simple equation, we will use it. Just put this English over here. Just drag the English over here. Then put the plus sign. Then put the mass over here. then put the this thing over here, then again put the plus sign, and there I will put the science figure over here, again put the plus sign, and there I will put, so I will go and put it in the plus sign, that is the basic operators are there. Then I will go and put dragging the social studies over here. So okay, once I've done it, we can see that no syntax errors have been detected, and new column, the total marks column will be created over here. So we can clearly see that the total marks column is created over here by adding the four columns, and there I can go to the transform data type and detect data type. Okay, so now after doing the detect data type, this particular column has been created over here. So we have understood the custom column and the column from examples. Then afterwards comes the invoke custom function. We can see the invoke custom function over there. So that will be useful when we do web scraping. When we do web scraping, that invoke custom column function will be useful. We will be covering this much today, the general group today in the add column. So for that, what we will do for the invoke column custom function, we will go to the new source, create a blank query over there, and we will create a function. We will create a very simple function over here. That is the is it is equal to. Then we will use that amount as number. We will define a variable amount, and then we will term that that variable is a number. Then we will define the discount as an amount, discount as a variable. We are defining it, and then as a number, and then we will see over here. See over here that this is this is what discount into. Okay, we will put this symbol over here, and then we will put the discount into amount. Amount into discount. Sorry, amount into the discount. Okay, here. So discount we will put it over here. Fine. Oh, sorry, just put the discount over here, and then we will try to commit it. Then we will try to commit it. So here we can see once we put OK over here, we'll just click it over here. What we get, this particular function we get over here, we have created a customized function over here. So that way, this blank query can be used to create a customized function. As we have defined as number, so it is coming 1 2 3. Suppose if we define it as a text, but if we define it as a text, we won't be able to do any calculations on it. Then the ABC comes over here. So it is better to define as a number, and there we can do it. The number is there. So here we can see that suppose we put the 1000 over here, and we put over here, that is the 0.05. We put the calculation over here and use the invoke function. This is the 0.5% discount. That's where we have taken 0.05. Okay, and we use the invoke custom function, then we get the 50 over here, then we get the value. Okay, we can delete that particular thing, we can delete this invoke custom function. We can see the parameters and the discount, so that way it has been done, and we can delete this particular. It is not required just for seeing it. Now once we have created this particular query over here, that is the function we have created, that we can discount, we can write the discount over here. Suppose now we can go to the sales details file, and there we can use this particular column over here. We have created the function. Now we are going to use the invoke custom function over here. Now we are going to create the invoke custom function. For that, we will be going on to the sales, this particular thing, select that particular column and invoke custom function. And there we will write the name as the discount. We will write the name of this as a discount. Then we will use the function query, and we will use the function discount. Discount we have already put in over there, and the sales per unit. And what is the rate? What is the rate over here? The rate we can specify 5% or we can specify 4%. So 4% from this particular value, 4% from this particular value will be created over here, and we can put it OK. Then we can see over here clearly a discount rate has been created over here. So one function we have created, and that we can use it multiple times. That has been, and we can see even in the add column. So a new column is added over here. So the new column is added over here. Okay. So here we can put the detect data type, and then we can add the column over here. Okay. So now we have finished with this custom column from examples, uh, custom column, and we invoke custom function. So after that, we will be using the conditional column. The conditional column, I will show you how we can use the conditional column to show that, like, what is the sales price. Sales price, suppose we have a different kind of sale prices are there. Like we have the sale price up to 500 up to 100 it is there, 500 is there, and below 1000, above 1000 is there. So we can categorize by using the conditional column. We can categorize that particular thing into different things, like the low pricing, the medium pricing, and the high pricing. Suppose we have to get the product with which are the products with low pricing, which are the products with the high pricing, that we can do it with the conditional column very easily. So here we can see the price category. We can put the name of the column as the price category over here, price category category over here. Then we can put the name of the column over here, that is the which particular thing we want to put in the price category. That price category we can put the sales per unit easily. Sales per unit, if it is equals to, oh, so we can see over here, if it is greater than or equal to, then we can put the value over here. Put the value over here. Suppose we can see that it is 100, then the output should be that the low price output. Okay, then we can go on adding the clause over here. We can add the clause that is the sales per unit. Suppose we can put the greater than or equal to, that is the greater than or equal to, that we can put over here. Suppose the 500 over here, and then we can see that it is the medium price. Okay, it is the medium price. And lastly, now after that there is nothing, like we can say after the median it is greater than or equal to, we can add over here, suppose, or it is okay, sorry, it which will be put under less, is less than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Okay, if it is less than or equal to 100, then it is less than or equal to what we call 500. Okay, fine. And lastly we can add one more, that is the sales per unit, that is less than or equal to, it is less than, means 100, up to 100 the low price is there, up to 500 the medium price is there, up to 1000 less than or equal to, that is the 1000, then it is the high price is there. And lastly, if it is something above 1000, then we do not put anything. After 1000 we don't no need to check anything, so we can just put the else, just put it in the else, and it will be the very high price, very high price. And so we can do it over here. And just by doing this, we will be adding one more column over here. See that we will be adding one more column, that is a text column, and that it will use a detect data type, and what it will show, it will just show the for whatever we have done, like the low price, medium price, very high price. I think the high price is not there over here. Very high is there. We are not getting the high price over here because in between it might not be there. You can see over here in between it might not be there, so the details of the high price are not there. So like the after the 700, after the okay 1019 is there, after 760 we are not getting anything. So okay, fine, there are prices, but I can just check what is done. Add conditional column, add conditional column, we can see over here it might be a mistake. It is less than or equal to, okay, 100 I put it. So that's why we are not getting the high price. I put the 100 over here, and that's why we are not getting, we can change that. And we can see over here after changing it, as there was a mistake in it, detect data type. And then, okay, I think the data type is already done. So we need not detect it again. We cannot do in the middle of the steps. Now we cannot change anything in the middle of the steps. So here we can see we have all the prices, that a high price, low price, medium, and a very high price. Okay, so that way we can see over here, we can select the low price. So only those particular things from that column will become over here, uh, which has that range in that particular price. That range is there. That only will come in this particular thing. Okay, so that way. So we have created a column over here for doing this. Anyway, we can do this by the DAX functions also, that we will see when we go on to the Power BI desktop. We can achieve this particular result by using the DAX functions also. Lastly, we can create an index of this. So index means what? We can create an index column over here, that normally index column which is there, that is the row ID, but we can create a row ID is there, but we can create a serial number over here also. So we can just put the index column that is from 0, that is from 0, we can put the index column that is from 0 it starts. Else we can shift it, add index column. We have the option over here, starting index. So that is the starting index. We can put 2 or anything, or 1. But this is the column which is index. We can use the 1. So one more column will be created. That is the index from 1 it is. And the last option which we have in this index is the custom function. The custom is the same over here, the starting index and the incremental. Okay. So what we have done is, so we can see the starting index and the increment. Like if we go to added index over here, the same option comes. The starting index is 0. So starting index, we can put it 1, and thereon we can increment it by the 2, 1 or something, or by the 2. So it will not be serial wise. And once it is 2, then it will not be serial wise. So we can see it is not coming serial wise. So as per the requirement, we need to use all these columns over here. It can be any bit of requirement over here that we have to use the columns as per that. So here we can see that duplicate column. The duplicate column is what? Whatever column we have created, just press that. One more duplicate copy of that particular column will be created. Either we can take the 2, 3 columns together and then create the duplicate columns if you want to do some operations of that particular column. Okay, I don't think it is the options available, but we need to do that only when we select a singular column. This option is not available when we select one column, then only then only that particular option comes in. Create a new column that duplicates the values in the currently selected column. Okay, fine, fine. So for this particular thing, we will be going on to the now the web. We will go on to the web. Like we can see over here, if we have the new source, there is a web option over here. So understand the add column function. That is the from this we will see in the next training session. But in this training session, we will just see how to bring the data over here. So suppose I have the data over here on the Google Sheets. So I'm pressing the Google over here. The data is available in the Google Sheets over here. We can see clearly over here that this data is available in the sheets over here. The sheets, the data we can see. I think the date data is there. Date data is there. I've seen it. The date data is in there. We can have it in the Google Sheets. So it is available over here clearly. So what we can do is we can just go on to the this is the CSV format we need to put it, then data. We can publish it like I don't 1 minute. We can just create a publishing of the data, insert or file and share. Share, publish to web. So publish to web, we can do it. And here it is already published to web. You can see the make your content visible to anyone by publishing on the web. You can link to or embedded to the embedded your document. So this is the link. This is the link of the data which we have got it. Okay. That particular data. So we can just put it over here and copy it. So instead of just downloading the file and bringing it over there, well, what we can do is this is the CSV file. We can go to the web, we can put that particular thing so we can know how we can do from the web also. Just put the link over here and then press OK. And then we will be able to see the data over here. It is establishing the connection. Then after establishing the connection, it will go on to the web and bring the Google Sheet over here directly over here. So we can see the navigator option is open, and there we can see that the table view and the web view. In this, we have the table view and the web view also. Okay, no items have been selected, so we will select the table 1, and there we can see that table 2 suggested. Okay, it is the same, I suppose. So table 1, I will suggest click okay, click the box over here, and then bring the data over here. Okay, we can bring the data over here. Here we can see the data we have got it over here, the table 1, and that is the delivery data. So we will have to save over here in this particular thing all the data we have got. So we will be able to understand the null values are removed from here. The null values, that is for remove the rows, remove the top rows, and then we will put the 1 over here, and we will remove the null values. So after removing the null values, we will be promoting this particular thing, that is region, tracking code, pickup, and the delivery date. Okay, that way we will use the first row as headers and then promote it over here. So we will get the region and all those data. So we have the pickup and the delivery, the date and time data we have. So we will be able to see the in the add column, we will be able to see this, like we can click over here, we can click over here. So that way we will be able to see the date and the time. And suppose I will just show a simple thing for you, the duration right now. If you click over here, this has been disabled. So this has been disabled. Now it has been enabled. So we can see only the date and time is enabled over here because this all is disabled. But in this particular thing, in this particular table that has been enabled, suppose if we go over here, this everything is disabled because everything is disabled. I think the date also, only the date is enabled. If we click on the date, and the time and duration is disabled. So if we go view this delivery data, I will click it and name this as a delivery delivery data. Okay. And next training session, we will see how we can extract the valuable information from this. So like just one thing I will show it over here. I will click on this particular the add column. I will click over here. I will click over here, and then I will click on the date. And there I can use the subtract date, or I can click on the time and use the subtract, and then take out the time. So if I take out the time in this fashion, then the duration things appears over here. This appears. Otherwise, if we click it over here, this duration thing is disabled. So subtraction we can do two things. We can do from the subtract days, we can do from the date. Here only the date will come, and we can do from the time. That way, both the options are available. So for today's training session, this is all. We will continue with the add column option over here, exploring this particular from date and time in the next training session. And then we will do one web scraping project also. Okay, after this. Bye bye.